Good morning. It's Friday, February 11, 2022. I'm Carmine Smith Jr.
And I'm Sage Lewis.
And welcome to Panther News Network. Here's what's going on today. On Friday, February 8th, it was reported that the government was spending $30 million on safe smoking kits, which reportedly included crack pipes, amongst other things, but this was definitely what stood out to most people who heard the news. The heightened concern came months after the Department of Health and Human Services announced a federal grant for local programs that provide myriad harm reduction tools or services that minimize risks associated with drug use, including distributing drug paraphernalia, such as clean needles. Republicans seized on crack pipes, causing the phrase to trend on Twitter on Tuesday. The latest in continued resistance from the GOP against harm reduction techniques at a time when people are dying of drug overdoses at record rates in the United States. The White House and the Department of Health and Human Services quickly denied allegations and clarified that the government was not distributing drug paraphernalia. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says that the safe smoking kits contain alcohol wipes, lip balm, amongst other things, to reduce the transmission of diseases like HIV and hepatitis. The $30 million grant is a first-of-its-kind federal grant to be distributed by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, a branch of the HHS. Dozens of organizations across the country will be able to spend the money over 3 years on a pre-approved list of resources, including referrals to treatment, infectious disease, testing kits, condoms, and vaccinations for hepatitis A and B.
Breaking news story. Breaking news states schools and cruise ships may make changes to make mandates as soon as the COVID numbers drop. According to Dr. Dave Purse, mentions that he can foresee the end of the pandemic coming within the next month or two. The average daily COVID cases in Houston have gone from 1,355 a month ago to 3,885 last week. Professionals recommended that if you are young, healthy, vaccinated, and boosted, you are in fact eligible for dropping your mask in the near future. Although Texas doesn't yet have a mask mandate in schools, several other districts have implemented them, including HISD. Despite future mask mandate, HISD still plans on making students wear masks for safety precautions against COVID.
In lighter news, on the final day of the 2022 Southwestern Athletic Conference East Roundup, the Prairie View A&M bowling team captured its fifth SWAC regular season title in the past 6 years, making this the fourth consecutive dating back to 2019. The Lady Panthers went 24-4 in the two conference-sanctioned tournaments, with the final four wins coming on Sunday as they went 13-1 over the weekend. I'm so proud of the team and how well they performed this weekend, said head PVMU bowling coach Glenn White. They really executed well in all phases of competition mentally and physically, showing themselves to be true champions. The Lady Panthers captured the SWAC title, knocking down a total of 26,064 through the two-part tournaments in 3 day. The three-day event consisted of 14 5-team matches bowled. Prairie View A&M was led by seniors Crystal Klein and Asia Wren, who finished 1 and 2 in the individual play. Klein finished with a total pinfall of 5,480 over 28 games, while Wren was right behind her with a total pin count of 5,479 over her 28 games.
HBCU story. According to school leaders, HBCUs are industrious after a series of mini bomb threats. A week after all historically black colleges across the U.S., university presidents are speaking publicly against the racist attacks against students and staff. According to Alcorn State University's president, Felicia Nave, despite students and staff being distraught and traumatized, they have very much determined to move forward despite the threats. Many of those believe that the threats are designed to taunt and torment students. After, it was a huge coincidence that all the threats had happened on the first day of Black History Month. The schools that were targeted is Howard University, Morgan State University, Edward Waters University, Southern University, and lastly Spelman University, which was recently received another bomb threat on last Thursday. Luckily, no bombs were not found. The FBI is planning on doing the investigation on the bomb threats as soon violent intervene in hate crimes.
We will be right back after our commercial break. Prairie View A&M University welcomes and recognizes the partnership with Johns Hopkins University for this important alliance addressing the national challenge of gaps in diversity of the STEM workforce. This partnership also signifies the dedication of our faculty, such as Dr. Regisford in biology and other STEM areas, said Vice President Magish Rajan, Division of Research and Innovation. Their commitment to producing undergraduate students as research scholars who go on to pursue their doctorates demonstrates the growing awareness of the quality of our graduates and the exemplary research underway on our campus. For Prairie View A&M University received $1 million as one of the inaugural partners in the Vivian Thomas Scholars Initiative at Johns Hopkins University is both exciting and a true honor. Biology professor E. Gloria C. Regisford, Ph.D., has been selected by Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, James M. Palmer, to lead this partnership under the umbrella of another novel initiative, Cultivating Undergraduates for STEM PhDs.
Prairie View A&M University is celebrating Black History Month by highlighting books about experiences, histories, and the many achievements of African Americans that have helped shape Texas American history and culture. One of the books that PV has highlighted is The Mayor of Fifth Ward, Stories from the Big Thicket in Houston. The book is written by former civil rights activist Robert Bob E. Lee and author Michael Berryhill. The book is written about Lee's everyday experiences and stories of Black history in both urban and rural settings. Ronald E. Goodwin, current professor and history program coordinator at PVMU, is the series editor, and he wants the book series increases the public's understanding of the social and cultural and historical issues, observing the many contributions of the African American community to Texas, the South.
And that concludes our show this morning. Be sure to catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. This was Panther News Network. I'm Carmine Smith Jr.
And I'm Sage Lewis, and thank you for watching.